In the world of grammar, sentences can be structured in fascinating ways. One key distinction is between active and passive voice. Active voice is like a direct arrow, clearly showing the subject performing the action. Think of it as the doer taking center stage. For instance, the cat chases the mouse. Clear, concise, and we know exactly who's doing the chasing. Passive voice, on the other hand, shifts the focus from the doer to the action's receiver. It highlights what's being done rather than who's doing it. Imagine someone baking a cake. In active voice, we'd say, "The baker baked the cake." But in passive voice, the cake takes center stage. The cake was baked. Notice how the action remains, but the baker's role is less prominent. Understanding this difference is like having a secret decoder ring for sentences. It helps us decipher who's doing what and what's being acted upon. It's about recognizing the subtle ways meaning can be shaped by simply rearranging the words. So whether it's a cat chasing a mouse or a cake being baked, knowing the difference between active and passive voice empowers us to understand and craft sentences with precision. Why should we care about active and passive voice? Well, they're both valuable tools in a writer's toolkit. Active voice, with its directness and clarity, is often preferred for its punchy and engaging style. It's like a shot of espresso for your sentences, keeping readers alert and interested. Passive voice, while sometimes considered less direct, has its own merits. It can be particularly useful when the action itself is more important than the actor. For example, in scientific writing, we might say the data was analyzed, emphasizing the analysis over the analyst, or in news reports, the building was destroyed in the fire, shifting the focus to the impact of the event. Furthermore, passive voice can be used strategically for stylistic effect. It can create a sense of formality, objectivity, or even mystery. Think of a detective novel where we read, "The victim was found at midnight." The passive voice adds to the intrigue, leaving us wondering who committed the crime. Mastering both active and passive voice gives us the flexibility to choose the best tool for each writing situation. It's like having a range of colors on a painter's palette, allowing us to create different effects and convey nuances in meaning. So don't think of them as competing forces, but rather as complementary partners in the art of writing. Let's break down the process of transforming a sentence from active to passive voice in the simple present tense. It's easier than you might think. First, identify the subject, verb, and object in the active sentence. For example, "In the dog chases the ball," the dog is the subject, chases is the verb, and the ball is the object. Next, switch the positions of the subject and object in the passive sentence. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. So the ball now takes center stage. Then we need to make a small adjustment to the verb. In simple present passive voice, we use a form of to be, is, am, are, plus the past participle of the main verb. In this case, chases becomes is chased. Finally, if we want to mention the original subject, the dog, we can add by and the subject at the end of the sentence. This is optional, but can be helpful for clarity. Putting it all together, our transformed sentence becomes "The ball is chased by the dog," and there you have it, active to passive in the simple present tense. Congratulations! You've now delved into the world of active and passive voice, particularly in the simple present tense. Remember, understanding these grammatical structures is not about memorizing rigid rules, but about gaining fluency in how we express ourselves. Active voice brings energy and directness, while passive voice offers a shift in focus and a touch of formality. Like any skill, mastering active and passive voice takes practice. But as you become more comfortable with these transformations, you'll find yourself crafting sentences with greater precision and impact. You'll be able to choose the voice that best suits your purpose, whether you're writing a captivating story, a persuasive essay, or a clear and concise report. So, embrace the versatility of language. Experiment with both active and passive voice in your writing. Listen to how they sound, how they shape meaning, and how they influence the reader's experience. With practice and awareness, you'll find your own unique voice shining through, captivating your audience with clarity and style.